Well, over the weekend, we actually saw a tragic and brazen act of political violence in this country. A Minnesota Democratic representative and her husband and their dog were assassinated. Another lawmaker and his wife were gravely wounded. And the suspect reportedly had a long hit list. So I want to ask you, do you feel safe as an elected official in this political climate?
No, not at all. I mean, here's the deal. I do this job, and the fact that my safety is a part of doing this job is really bad in and of itself. But while we spend millions upon millions just so that this guy can go and golf, or while they spent $45 million for his little birthday parade, you know, like, I'm just saying, can we reprioritize some of those dollars? When they killed our continuing resolution this last time, one of the things they didn't take out is that they had included an additional, I believe, $10 million to protect non-justices. I'm like, listen, I'm not even asking for $1 million, but can we get something? Because we have nothing. The only people in the House that have protection, you get protection based upon your leadership post. That's it. Those are the only ones. And so when you figure out security, you have to hopefully raise enough money to then be able to pay for security yourself. This is a problem, especially in light of the environment. And so I did text a Republican that I consider to be a friend. Yes, I have Republican friends, just so y'all know. I did, and I said, listen, your people need to fix this. Like, I'm tired, right? And there are Republicans that are concerned. And to be clear, they're not really concerned about the radical leftists that they talk about. They're concerned about MAGA. Because we saw the same thing happen when we had the speaker election, right? And so when people were mad about them not voting for Jim Jordan, they started threatening their spouses and all kinds of stuff. And another thing that they're not talking about that really ticked me off, because I just learned about it in the midst of what happened, is that someone has been sending pizzas to members' homes. And they've not done anything. So I'm just like, you know, like, we still have a role to play. I get that nobody really likes the Congress. But, I mean, we still are duly elected, and we're a co-equal branch of government. But we always seem like we're the stepchild.
Well, it makes it even more irresponsible that a president would come for, as you said, a sophomore member of the House, knowing that you're not violent.
But he's scared of her. She's tough and smart.
That doesn't change the danger it puts her in.
I know that.
We do have more with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
Do you think that No King demonstration is going to do something?
I hope so. I think that it's good to be in community. Right now, a lot of people are like, what can I do? And I feel helpless and that kind of stuff. But literally to show up and to see that there's so many like-minded people, as soon as you get off of X, you can find, you know, like-minded people, right? And so, like, seeing them in person and being in community and having the opportunity, I mean, it's astounding. It makes you say, you know what, I'm not crazy, okay? Like,
and I'm not alone.
Exactly. And
Whoopi says that all the time. We're not alone, and that proves it.
It does. It really does.
Anyway, in recent months, Trump has called you, quote, a low IQ person and a low life. Do you take that as a sign that you're doing something right?
I hope he also called her a lawyer. That's another thing that she is.
No, he did not. He did not.
You know, he's good at projecting, is what I'll say to that. But, you know, I can't imagine being the president of the United States with everything that's going on in the world and worried about a sophomore in the House.
Well, you're a powerhouse, darling. Don't minimize.
Still, he's the president of the United States, right? So it talks about, like, his level of petty, number one. And it also just kind of goes to the fact that, like, he's not focused on the things that he needs to focus on. Listen, you're the president. I'm over in the House, and I'm trying to get these House members to do right by their constituents, which means going against you. But you're taking out your time when people are literally struggling. You said on day one you were going to reduce the price of eggs. We ain't heard nothing about it. You know, you said that you were going to stop all the wars in the world, and it seems like, you know, you go in the opposite direction. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's real issues, and there's people that are hurting, and then you had this random sidekick who decided that he was going to cut off the aid to everybody. And then you're losing in court every single day. You know, talk about, listen, call him the biggest loser, because, like, the courts